Welcome back to Mimi's Organic Eats. Today we're making sourdough chocolate shortbread cookies. These rich and decadent chocolate shortbread cookies use up sourdough discard. This not only reduces waste, but it provides a slight tang to these chocolate cookies that is just so delicious. So let me show you guys how to make them. So first we're going to add 226 grams of salted butter to your stand mixer. Now I'm using Sierra Nevada butter today, which is one of my new favorites, and I recently did a best butter for baking test, and theirs came out very on top for shortbread. So if you guys haven't tried them, I definitely recommend it. And you guys want to make sure your butter is really soft. And then next I'm going to sift in 142 grams of powdered sugar. And then we're going to add in some vanilla extract. Now we're going to mix on low until combined and there's no butter chunks. So now it's time to add in our sourdough discard. Next, we're going to add in 255 grams of all-purpose flour. And then 43 grams of Dutch cocoa powder that's been sifted. And then last, we're going to do 1 teaspoon of espresso powder. Now, if you guys want to skip this, if you're making these for kids or something, you can do that. But the espresso really just brings out the chocolate and it's going to make them so delicious. Now we're just going to mix this on low until combined until we have a smooth cookie dough. It helps to scrape down the sides of the bowl partway through mixing. This is going to ensure that all the dry bits of flour are mixed in. So now you need to get a piece of plastic wrap ready, and we're just going to turn the dough out onto the plastic wrap and form it into a large log that's about 14 inches. Once our log is formed, now we're just going to wrap this up in plastic wrap. And don't worry, this doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to show you a little trick right here. So once you wrap the dough log in plastic wrap, you're going to take the sides and pinch them. Then you're going to start to twist them. This is going to help even out the log. And look at that. Now we just have to pop this in the fridge for at least 4 hours, or you can also leave it overnight. So once the cookie dough is chilled, then we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Now it's time to grab our cookie dough log from the fridge and we're going to unwrap it and cut it into slices. So now we're going to cut our cookie dough log into 1/4 inch thick cookie slices. So we're going to get about 28 to 30 cookies. So now you're going to line 2 baking sheets with parchment paper, and then we're just going to place our cut cookies on the baking sheets. Once the cookies are all spread out on the baking sheets, then we're going to bake them at 350 degrees for about 24 to 26 minutes, or until the edges look dry. So as soon as the cookies come out of the oven, I like to sprinkle them with a little bit of cane sugar. And you want to do this when the cookies are hot. This is what's going to make it stick. Once the cookies are cooled, now we're going to melt some dark chocolate. And now this part is totally optional, but I love drizzling or half dipping these chocolate cookies in a little bit of dark chocolate. So I have 226 grams of mini chocolate chips in a heat-proof bowl. And you guys know I love using these mini chocolate chips whenever I'm melting chocolate because they melt so easily and I don't have to chop chocolate. But you guys can also use a chopped up dark chocolate bar if you want to. And you could also use milk chocolate or white chocolate. Those also work. So I'm just going to melt this doing 30-second intervals in the microwave, stirring between each one. I like to half dip the cookies on one tray and then drizzle the remaining chocolate on the other tray. So now I'm going to pop this one in the freezer to set while I do the other tray. And now we have the most crispy, chocolatey shortbread cookies that use up sourdough discard. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and leave a comment below. And if you want more creative ways to use up sourdough discard, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join me next time in the kitchen. Oh my gosh, these are so good. These are probably one of my favorite shortbread cookies ever. You guys have to make these.